Namaste and Sat Sri Akal. Today a new postcard has arrived from the beautiful land of Punjab. Today I bring you the story of Fulkari. Fulkari refers to the folk embroidery of the Punjab. Although Fulkari means floral work, the designs include not only flowers but also cover motifs and geometrical shapes. Fulkari was part of the daily lives of Punjabis, especially the women. It has been used for auspicious occasions like wedding, arrival of a guest, as a sheet on the charpai, even for shrining the holy book as a canopy above or a sheet below. In the past, as soon as a girl was born, mothers and grandmothers would start embroidering bags and fulkaris, which were to be given away at the time of marriage. Depending on the status of the family, the parents would give 11 to 101 bags and fulkaris. Fulkari also provided a refreshing way for women to network and make friends and also earn some pocket money. Historically, the exquisite embroidery for bags was prevalent in Amritsar, Jalandhar, Patiala, Ambala, Ludhiana, Nabha, Jind, Faridkot, Kapurthala and Chakwal of the Punjab region. The main characteristics of Fulkari embroidery are use of darn stitch on the wrong side of coarse cotton cloth known as khaddar with coloured silken thread. They were embroidered by the women for their own use and use of other family members and were not for sale in the market. Thus, it was purely a domestic art which not only satisfied their inner urge for creativity but brought colour into day-to-day life. In a way, it was a true folk art. It was amazing how with a simple darn stitch, so many alluring and interesting designs and patterns were created by skillful manipulation by these proactive Punjabi women who had other domestic responsibilities too, such as cooking, cleaning, looking after kids, families, cattle, farming chores, etc. Fulkari is of many types in terms of the embroidery motifs used and their denseness. A cloth where only a few flowers are embroidered is called Fulkari. The traditional varieties of Fulkaris are large items of cloth and include chope, tilpattar, neelak and bag. Sometimes the bag is given separate categorization of its own, as on other varieties of Fulkari, parts of the cloth is visible. Whereas in a bag, the embroidery covers the entire garment so that the base cloth is not visible. It would mostly be used in a wedding and gurudwara to cover the holy book. Fulkari dupatta created for Kanya Agaman, arrival of the bride at a traditional Punjabi wedding, was always a sight to behold. Traditionally, women would embroider Fulkaris without using stencils. There was a time when women would clean their courtyards and invite friends and family to ceremonially begin the process of embroidering a Fulkari, often distributing prasad. Folk songs would be sung on this occasion. "Eh Fulkari meri maan ne kaddi, isnu kud kud jappiyan pawa." This Fulkari was embroidered by my mother. I embrace it warmly. Folk songs like these are indicative of the emotional attachment the girl had to the Fulkari embroidered by her mother or grandmother or aunts. The Fulkari continues to be an integral part of Punjabi weddings to the present day. The motifs are triangles, square, rectangle, different types of zigzag lines to indicate lightning, common animals such as elephant, horses, peacocks and parrot. Let me tell you in detail some of the traditional Fulkaris that have been identified by restorers, and we come to know how Fulkaris were literally interwoven into the lives of women. Vari Dabag was presented by the grandmother of the bridegroom to the bride, embroidered on red khaddar with yellow color symbolizing fertility. Ghungat Bag was a veil or a shawl with triangular motif where it would cover the head. Chope or chop was a traditional Fulkari gifted by the maternal grandmother of the bride to her to begin a new life. Shubair is a Fulkari made with yellow thread on red khaddar with very fine motifs, with some portions left empty to bring out the delicacy of the design. This auspicious Fulkari was often worn by the bride at the time of fairas. Shalu is a shawl with motifs embroidered far between or only on the borders for daily use. Til Pattar was like the sprinkle of sesame seeds depicted visually with sparse design on inferior khaddar. Neelak was a fulkari with navy blue background and embroidered in red or yellow threads, was worn by peasant women. Shishedar fulkari uses small mirrors to give a glittery effect and is seen in Rohtak, Hisar and Gurgaon areas. Of course, Haryana was also part of Punjab. Saichi fulkari from Bhatinda and Firozpur often uses Indian jewelry motifs such as gulban, jhumka, karan phool. Senchi was more creative in terms of expression. The worldview of a woman with figures ranging from charkha to bears, men plowing in the field, lying down on the charpai, smoking a hookah, or guests drinking sharbat. Common themes also include women performing chores like churning milk, grinding wheat flour on the chakki, and working on the charkha. Women also embroidered scenes which they found interesting, such as a British official coming to a village or women carrying an umbrella. Trains, circuses, as well as scenes from popular Punjabi legends such as Soni Mahewal and Sassi Punno were depicted. Traditional fulkaris often had the Om or Ekomkar symbol embroidered discreetly in a corner of the work, signifying how pure and pious this craft was considered to be. I would say fulkari almost had spiritual connotations and shaped the personality of women in Punjab. Even Guru Nanak Dev, the most revered guru of the Sikhs, said, Tad kasida paye re choli, tan tu jane nari, which means once you have learned the art of embroidering a blouse, only then will you be recognized as an accomplished woman. There is reference to fulkari in ancient texts, folk legends and literature of Punjab. In Harish Charitra, the biography of the Emperor Harshvardhan, the last ruler of great ancient Vardhana Empire, the 7th century chronicler Bana wrote, some people were embroidering flowers and leaves on the cloth from the reverse side, which is a technical description of fulkari embroidery. However, the earliest reference to the word fulkari is in Punjabi literature in the 18th century Bharat Shah's version of Heer Ranjha, a legendary Punjabi tragic romance, which describes the wedding trousseau of the female protagonist Heer and lists various clothing items with fulkari embroidery. The first extensive English publication on fulkari was by Flora Annie Steele in 1880, where she describes the various styles and exhibited the varieties in picture form. Natural methods would be used to dye the material using vegetables and flowers. A popular method was to use the Robia cordifolia tree known as Indian madder and majid in Punjabi. Unspun silk thread known as pat would be used to embroider the designs using the double stitch known in Punjabi as the suti tropa or herringbone stitch and satin stitch. The fulkari faced difficult times in between with industrialization. 52 different types of fulkaris existed at one point, which are now reduced to a handful. Some modern fashion designers are incorporating this embroidery into their designs, and its use has spread beyond traditional salwar kameez and dupatta to accessories like jackets, handbags, cushion covers, table mats, saris, juttis, curtains and even lampshades. Punjab state emporiums are known as fulkari and have a good collection made by rural women who are part of cooperatives or non-profit organizations that provide them livelihood. Today, fulkari is a bustling cottage industry. Fulkari was awarded the GI tag status in India, which means that after that only registered traders and manufacturers from the states of Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan would be able to use the term for the traditional craft, and the Patent Information Center of Punjab State Council of Science and Technology would issue a logo or hologram to distinguish the product. Fulkaris are now sold online on popular retail and fashion websites and can be found in the homes of Punjabis as well as Indian handloom aficionados. The traditional khaddar material has now been replaced by fine materials such as chiffon, georgette and silk for the base. All types of dark and light colors are used. I feel all of us should encourage these indigenous crafts and try to own at least one Fulgari. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.